We have heard some pretty amazing stories this week from World War II heroes that we have spoken with here in Normandy. You may remember Bud Gass from my Fox Nation series, The Final Journey of the Greatest Generation. He told me then about liberating Dachau and seeing Jewish prisoners that they didn't know it was happening really in the camps at that point when he saw them for the first time. Watch this.
They told us to go up, it was about 6 of us, and go up and clear the woods, which meant walk through it, and make sure there weren't anybody. They figured that some of the guards would put on the prison garb with the stripes and try to get through. So we were walking through, we got pretty well through it, and all of a sudden the butchers started rolling. So we almost shot them, ready to shoot them. And it was prisoners, and they didn't have any meat on them, and in this prison garb, and smelled pretty bad and were dirty. So we figured it was okay. So one of them come up and hugged me all up, and he had bugs and dirt and everything, but this was sincere. Then he went down and kissed my feet, which is hard to do, I'm sorry.
He's a remarkable man, and we had the honor of seeing him again this week here in Normandy. What goes through your mind when you come back to France and you think about the French people? And what did you think of them then when you came here to defend their freedom?
When we first come up, I didn't really have an understanding of what they had been through. But the Germans had put them through 4 years of hell. So I wasn't thinking they were very nice people in general, but when I learned what they had been through, I highly respected the French people.
And when you think about D-Day, we're here at Pointe du Hoc, which is where the Rangers came and climbed the cliffs here. And that was the beginning of the process that you became part of.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that when you're in this place and you think about the Normandy invasion that began all of that?
It's very moving, really, to think that for one thing, to think that I could have been here. I was only a few months after this happened when I came over here.
And thinking back to when you first came to France, a few months after D-Day, and then the end of your time here, you were part of the group that liberated Dachau. Did you have any understanding of the concentration camps at that point?
We didn't know anything about concentration camps. We had no idea of what they were, or that they even existed.
Yeah.
And this was sudden to us.
And that was quite a shock.
Yes. I don't think too many Americans knew really what happened. The higher ups did, the people in the intelligence did.
Yeah.
But I know most people didn't.
Yeah. So what's your message? If people back home watch this and they see all of you here at this event, what do you want them to understand? What do you want them to remember?
First of all, that it happened, basic, and why it happened, and what a sacrifice it was for them, and many of them didn't make it, or not here, they were killed.
When you came, did you feel that victory was inevitable, or were you concerned that you could come here and it might not work?
No, for some reason, I guess it was a youthful optimism that we didn't come here to lose, we came here to win. So really, I've been asked that before, and I had an answer to myself. And Maybe because we were so young.
Mm. You know, when you think about what was happening here, and you talk about the French and what they had been through, do you feel like as Americans we're losing the understanding of what happened here?
I'm very fearful that the schools are not teaching this. In fact, I know they aren't, because I talk sometimes at schools
Yeah,
to try to tell them what happened during that era.
yeah,
And I have to take them all the way back and give them a history course
right,
before they don't know anything about it. Alarming.
yeah,
What are we coming to?
yeah. What do you think about the state of America today?
I think it's horrible. And firsthand, because I've talked to school groups. And that's what I said before. I have to teach them about it before I can tell them about it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Do you think that young men in their teens and early 20s, if a Pearl Harbor type event happened, do you think they would all rush to sign up?
I wonder. I can't answer because I wonder too. Do you?
Yes.
Yeah.
What would you say to them about fighting for freedom?
Well, I would say that they should really appreciate freedom and how they get that information. I don't know, but study it and be serious with it.
So Bud Gass was a hero. He held off a German advance in France and took out 10 German soldiers in that effort. He's a hero and he's a gentleman. So it was an honor to see him again. So that's the story of this 80th anniversary of D-Day, a remarkable day here at Normandy this June the 6th. The story goes on. We'll see you tomorrow. Your world starts.